Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Roleplay Dragon Age Inquisition. I am Wulfrun. This is Vaaldras, and we're going to go talk to our party members a little bit. We did a little bit of that last time too, but it's been, honestly, like a week since I played. For you, it'll be like a day since the last episode.
I need to have a few words with my publisher. The first one will be you, and the second one will be Bastard. They've claimed for years my crime serials don't sell in Orlais. So why is the Council of Heralds asking me for all?
Interesting.
Sorry, distracted. Anyway, you need something?
Yeah, oh, that's a good question. Do you believe I'm the Herald?
Tell me the truth, Varric. Do you actually think I was sent by Andraste?
Shit. This is going to be awkward. I guess I do. Either you're guided by the hand of some higher power, or you have the worst luck.
Could be both.
Let's be realistic. It could be both.
You've got a point. Look at all the shit that's happened to you. You were saved from the explosion that leveled a mountaintop and fell out of the Fade.
Fair.
You traveled through time, faced down one of the ancient magisters who started the Blights, had a mountain fall on you, and lived.
You make a valid point.
Single-handedly saved the Orlesian Empire. Stopped an army of demons. One of those things.
Pretty impressive.
Impossible. All of them together? That's a miracle.
See your point, man.
I'm starting to see your point.
Just try to warn me before falling into the Fade again, would you? I hate that.
So I've been like off screen, not even playing this character or playing on my PC at all. I've been playing on my PS5 some Inquisition. And weirdly enough, the PS4 version of Inquisition on the PS5 looks as good, if not better, than the PC version, which is wild. I guess it's because it's upscaled, because the PC version of Inquisition can only do so much because it was made for a certain thing. But the PS4 version, it gets upscaled to 1440p and is locked at 60 FPS. Now, granted, this is definitely higher than 60 FPS because my rig is crazy. But still, it's a little bit like... It's still interesting that the PS5 version weirdly looks better.
You know I've got no problem with Orlesians, but Halam Sharal was a mess.
Yes, it was.
At least under the Qun, you don't get everyone tripping on each other's dicks while the country goes to crap.
Yep.
I hate politics.
You've got a crappy job then, boss.
Yeah. Also, I've been playing a human female archer in my Inquisition playthrough on my PS5, and it's been pretty damn fun. Like, I've been enjoying the shit out of it. And I'm also romancing Blackwell for the first time, and damn, is that romance well written. Holy shit. Like, I'm like, this really be one of the better written romances ever.
One for the Empress, for Gaspard, Brianna, the Duchess, and Corypheus, right in the dangle
Corypheus. Yeah.
Well, remind me to stay on your good side.
Don't worry, you're sparkling compared to that lot.
Good. I thought you were mad at me.
Here, footman there. What's it matter, right? So long as there's a book for the throne. And a total arse, too. I thought Gaspard was tired of that game. But he settled in real.
Yeah, I still don't feel great about putting Gaspard on the throne, but it's what Vaaldras would do. Like, I still do not feel great at all about Gaspard being emperor, but it's what Vaaldras would do. Here, let's try to play nice.
Oh, you want to stop a party? I think you go earwigs.
I hate those things with their little pinchy butts. Josephine should add that to her paper threats. You know the real lesson from all this? Never sleep with an empress. That, and Briala being an idiot. The whole thing would have gone different if that little piss-up wasn't in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a mistake on their part. It made everything worse.
And that's how we put... one of the reasons we put Gaspard
It
on the
started
throne.
worse. Lots of people died before there was a hole in the sky.
Yeah.
That's who you're saving. If you get a chance, maybe remind them not to be idiots.
Well, do my best, Sarah. Like, I know I've been hard on Sarah this playthrough, but I don't hate her. I don't even really dislike her. She's just my least favorite party member in Inquisition. It's between her and Vivian for my least favorite party member in Inquisition. But I don't hate her. Cole?
I didn't understand the grand ball. It would have been easier if they said...
Oh, my sweet summer child. Do you like the masks?
What did you think of the masks?
What masks?
The masks. Everyone had them on their faces.
Those weren't their faces.
I fucking love this
Talk to
kid.
you later.
Goodbye.
I'm not a big fan, but, like, I feel like Inquisition is the only Dragon Age game where even my least favorite characters, I still, I feel something strong about them, if that makes sense. Like, I have no strong feelings about Sebastian in Dragon Age 2, really. I don't. And Meryl's probably my least favorite, like, ability-wise, but I care about her more than I do Sebastian. And in Origins, I just really don't like Oghren or Wynne that much. Wynne, it's kind of the same Sebastian. I just don't care much about her. Oghren, he sucks. Oghren fucking sucks. But in Inquisition, I don't think I have a character I hate. I have characters I disagree with or who annoy me. But there's nobody that's just like, oh, I guess you're here. Like there is other...
Will you not
Oh.
consider it, Lady Cassandra?
Oh, right, they want her to be divine.
The clerics are still sequestered. If no one steps forward, they will debate until...
And you think I could make them agree?
You're the right hand of the divine.
I've heard enough for one day, Mother Giselle.
Talk to her, your worship.
I don't know. I don't really want my girlfriend to be the divine. Okay, so there's a big thing in this game with choosing the next divine, whoever you support. And the options are Cassandra, Leliana, and weirdly enough, Vivienne. And yeah, fuck Vivienne being the divine. That would make things so much worse for mages. Cassandra keeps things more traditionalist, but still is better for the mages overall. Like she makes sure that the Chantry is much kinder to them, and she reforms the Templars and the Seekers and stuff. Leliana's a lot more of a reformer. And I actually don't know what Vivienne's policies are as divine, because I've never fucking made her divine. I'm actually going to plan on doing a playthrough, maybe even for the channel, but on the side, where I play as a human, noble, warrior, Inquisitor Trevelyan male, who is just like, hashtag Team Templars, hashtag Chantry. I love everything about the Chantry. Fully believes he's a chosen... You know, just a guy who's completely delusional and thinks he's a... and maybe he'll make Vivienne the divine, but I don't know. Like, I like both Cassandra and Leliana as divine for different reasons, but I think for Vaaldras, he's going to be... We have all experienced by now in this playthrough, we know Vaaldras thinks a lot more personal in his head than the Inquisitor probably should. Like, he still makes good decisions for the most part, I think, and he does think about the world as a whole, but he thinks about the world as a whole in the way that he can impact it. And one side of him is like, yeah, having my girlfriend be the divine, probably a good thing for the Inquisition. But that also means he might lose her.
The fun never ends in Skyhold, does it?
The Inquisitor was a funny Kunari. That's what they'll say one day. You watch. I assume you've heard that Leliana and I are both candidates to be the next divine.
Mm-hmm.
Because of what happened at Halam Shiral, of course, the Empire favors you. Thus, everyone close to you. So now the Chantry bandies our names about without even asking us first.
Is it even possible?
How can you and Leliana be candidates? You're not even priests.
It's not without precedent. Amar III was sister to the Emperor, and Galatea a commoner.
Oh shit, I didn't
Leliana
even know
and I
that.
were, at least, part of the Chantry hierarchy. It would be accepted.
Why am I not? Because you're a male Kunari, dude! I do like this question if you're playing like a female, like, human warrior or rogue, because then it's like, why the fuck can't I be divine? And basically, Cassandra's answer is just because you're the Inquisitor. Refuse if you don't want it.
If you don't want it, then tell them so.
Surely it was never meant to be like this.
Yeah.
The Chantry, the Circle of Magi, the Templars. This cannot be what they intended when it all began.
I don't know, it might have been.
The Chantry should provide faith, hope. Instead, it cannot veer from its course, even in the face of certain death.
You really feel that way?
I'm surprised to hear you, of all people, say that.
Oh? Am I not the same woman who declared the Inquisition against the Chantry's wishes?
Fair point.
In all my years as a Seeker, I did what I was told. My faith demanded it. But now my faith demands something else. That I see with better eyes.
These are extreme times.
Many extraordinary things have happened to get us to this point.
I'm not
A
so
lot of them.
I think it has been a long time coming.
I agree with Cassandra
Did you
there,
know
though.
Varric is Andrastian?
Yeah, he is. I knew that.
Oh, he blasphemes with every second breath, but deep down he believes. His heart is virtuous. But he would never step foot in a Chantry.
Yeah, that's
It
kinda,
should be the first place to which the virtuous turn. It needs to change. Perhaps I must be the one to change it.
And what of Leliana?
You're not the only candidate. What about Leliana?
Leliana says she wishes to follow Justinia's legacy. But she and I remember a different person.
I like how there's conflict,
Justinia
though.
knew her fellow clerics and the people would only accept so much change. Leliana would cast it all aside and start over, I think. And that would be chaos for us all.
That is a good point. Like, that's the thing. Like, I do love how there is the conflict between Leliana and Cassandra and how they view Divine Justinia's wishes very differently. Like, Leliana is like, nah, at all costs. And Cassandra's like, let's change it by inches. The more I think about it, the more I think Vaaldras, at his core, for who he is as a person, Cassandra would be the divine he would choose over Leliana. Because in another character, maybe I would be like, no, everything needs to change drastically. Leliana's in charge. And that's what I would do personally. I almost always make Leliana divine. But I think for Vaaldras, he agrees with Cassandra that the Chantry, they're not going to accept drastic changes quickly. Look how they reacted to the Inquisition.
What would you change about the Chantry?
The Circle of Magi has its place, but it needs reform. Let the mages govern themselves.
I agree with that.
Let the Templars stand not as the jailers of mages, but as protectors of the innocent.
That's better.
We must be vigilant, but we must also be compassionate to all peoples of Vaaldras, human or no. That is what I would change.
So for Cassandra, it's really like she's not going to abolish the circle, but she's going to let mages be in charge of it. And Templars, instead of being, like she just said, instead of being the jailers of mages, they'd be protectors of the innocent. So they'd only deal with mages who go bad. And I think that is a good compromise, if you're going to compromise at all. And I think Vaaldras agrees with that. I personally would be like, just get rid of the circles and abolish the Circle of Magi and let the mages do their own thing. Right? And Cassandra is finding a middle ground where Leliana would just be like, mages, you're free to do whatever you want. And it's this weird, and that's why I like doing these Let's Role plays, because if this was a self-insert right here, I'd be picking Leliana as my divine. But it's not. This is not Cole. This is not Cole Wulfrun right here. This is Vaaldras Adar. He's a different person than me. A very different person. He's not a bad person. I think the only thing that I have had him do that I've really been conflicted about is putting Gaspard on the throne of Orlais. We're going to flirt with her. I like your determination.
Your determination is admirable.
Some men would call it an unattractive trait.
Ooh, pussies.
I'm not those men.
Truer words have not been spoken.
Who's using flattery now?
Oh, okay. This is true, but I think he's going to agree with Cassandra.
So this is your new crusade?
I've agreed to nothing yet.
And if the Chantry calls on you?
Then I will do whatever I can, for as long as I can. I suppose I should not be so concerned. The clerics speak my name for now, nothing more. For now, restoring order and stopping Corypheus remain our priority.
Very much true. So I've also been debating when it comes to that, like restoring order and stopping Corypheus. I've been debating so hard on whether I'm going to do the DLCs for the Descent and Jaws of Hakan before we kill Corypheus, because obviously, not really a spoiler to say that we're going to kill Corypheus at the end of this game, or before we deal with Corypheus. Because I don't really think we kill him, now that I think about it.
The heart.
Oh. Do you want to be divine?
So, you're a candidate for divine now.
So I am informed.
Is that something you actually want?
Why should what I want matter?
Isn't happiness important?
Why shouldn't it matter? Don't you have the right to be happy?
It is very simple. The Chantry needs to survive. To do that, it must change.
I agree
I
there.
have never believed in asking another to do what you are unwilling to do yourself. So I look upon this as an opportunity. I owe it to myself and all of Vaaldras to seek the Sunburst throne.
I'm just thinking, what does Vaaldras think? I think he legitimately does believe that Cassandra would be a good divine, even though it would break his heart to lose her to the Chantry. She'd make a good divine.
I think you'd make an excellent choice.
Thank you. Let's hope the Chantry clerics agree.
That's enough for now.
We shall speak again soon.
I'm so torn. I would choose Leliana personally, but like I said, Vaaldras, he's not me. That's going to be the fun thing about the Veilguard, because what I'm going to do in the Veilguard is I am going to either play a human, Kunari, or elf. Y'all will never get me to play a dwarf unless it's like a fun thing on stream, maybe. And like I said, I'm going to play... the only way I think elf is my #1 choice, and the only way I'm not going to play an elf is if you can't make them taller and more buff. But from what we've heard of the character creator, that is possible. And if you can, fuck yeah, I'm doing it. But either way, any of those, I'm going to be playing somewhat of a I'm still going to be role-playing. We'll still be role-playing the situation. But I am going to be playing a self-insert. To an extent. Kind of. I'm going to be playing as a version of me that is that race and has that backstory in Vaaldras. Which I think is going to be a lot of fun, because I haven't done that yet. The closest we've had to a self-insert is Einar. And Einar wasn't even really a self-insert. He was more of just a, like... He kind of looked like me, that's about it. What's up, Blackwall?
The war in Olay has claimed too many lives. I pray that it's over for good.
Tell me about the Wardens?
Let's talk about the Grey Wardens.
The
Yeah, we can speak...
As you will. Yes?
Also the Inquisition?
I just know that you could shake this world to its foundations if you willed it.
Okay. I'm trying to get his personal quest to pop. It hasn't yet, which is concerning, because I'm pretty sure we need to do it before certain things happen. Let's go talk to Leliana. We talked to Bull, right? Yeah, we talked to Bull. We talked to Bull, we talked to Sarah, we talked to Cole, we talked to Varric. Well, let's go talk to everyone else. Starting with Solus. Solus! Also, a new thing I'm going to be doing. So we're towards the end of the game, so I think this is hilarious that I'm doing this now. But we're going to... From here on, I will only refer to Solus as his real name when I forget to refer to him as other bald characters. So, let's talk Caillou.
There are spirits hovering by the veil to observe the thrones of powerful nations, the machinations, betrayals. After our time in Halam Shirao, I understand why. I had forgotten how I missed court intrigue.
You've seen this before.
Miss Court intrigue. When were you at court?
Oh, well, never directly, of course. An elven apostate is rarely invited to speak with empresses and kings. But from the Fade, I have watched dynasties form and empires crumble. It is sometimes savage, sometimes noble, and always fascinating. In any event, Gaspard should be a steadfast ally, especially after delivering him both Celine and Briala.
Never been at court. Because you're an elven apostate. Is that right? Alright, Mr. Clean. Is Brialla's fate a
Am I
problem?
sensing concern over how we dealt with Brialla?
No. Why would I disapprove of... Oh, because we're both elves. I'm sorry, I was confused. I do not consider myself to have much in common with the elves.
Who then?
Who do you have much in common with? Who are your people?
A good question. I joined the Inquisition to save the world. My
Interesting.
people are. This was the best way to help them. As for the elves of Orlais, Brialla did what she could. She was an admirable woman, even if her gambit failed.
She was short-sighted. She was very short-sighted.
Brialla had a perfect plan if you wanted everyone to kill each other. I'm trying to avoid that.
I agree with Vaaldras there.
On actual threats.
Easy to say. Harder to remember when few people can see.
That's a valid point, though.
Instead of just seeing a pair of pointed ears.
That's valid. I actually really... So, funny enough, even though I played a human in Origins and in Qunari and Inquisition, human in the Dragon Age world, only in the Dragon Age world, funny enough, humans and Qunari are my favorite race to play as an Inquisition, and humans are my runner-up. But I do love the elves and the lore of elves in Dragon Age. I just hate that they're all twinks. I hate, especially playing male characters who do not somewhat resemble me physically. It bothers me. Like, not even in the face. I mean, like, build, especially if I'm playing a warrior. So, that's kind of why I haven't played an elf on the channel for you guys yet. But that's what I'm saying. In the Veilguard, if they give me the option to be a big, buff, himbo elf, I'm going to do it.
Marvelous business, the Winter Palace. An empress dead, her replacement in your pocket. A charming fellow, though still a bit of a thug. All this dancing, politics, and murder makes me a bit homesick.
Happy I could help.
Happy to oblige. Taste of home, just for you.
Not just for me. Fun for the whole family.
Perhaps I should have invited some.
We were there. That's what counts.
Aww.
I hope you tried the ham they were serving, by the way.
References. References!
I should go.
I have
Kill anyone without me.
I have arty stuff on the Vite. Oh, Mark of the Assassin. Such a good DLC. You know it's saying something when the best things about Dragon Age 2 are the DLCs. Oh! A cutscene with Vivienne!
Inquisitor, I wonder if you might help me with a delicate situation.
Sure. Oh, she likes us.
There is
that's
now a
different.
chemical formula that I must complete, but I have been unable to obtain a critical ingredient. The heart of a snowy woman.
This is one of the things we'll do.
I had arranged to obtain one, but the chevaliers working with me were killed in the Civil War.
So this is one of those things, like, because to do her side quest, we have to go to an area that is not... Oh, no, it's required, but, like, we have to go to an area that's, like, we can do off-screen. So I'll probably get the thing she wants off-screen, but then obviously do all the cutscenes for her stuff on-screen. Tell me about the wyvern.
If I'm going to hunt down a snowy wyvern, I need you to tell me everything you know about it.
They're quite rare and exceedingly dangerous. Their venom is the most potent of any wyvern.
Oh, lovely.
Ordinary hunters would not make the attempt. The risk is too great. You, my dear, would certainly be an equal to this monster.
That's one thing I kind of... Because they have revealed that in the Veilguard you get 2 weapon slots. And, like, I thought that maybe meant, like, your weapon and your shield for you. But no, apparently it's like you can wield sword and board and then an alternate weapon. I really, 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 really hope that warriors can use bows in the Veilguard. Because they could in Origins, which makes sense. And it makes sense. Like, think about it in D&D. A fighter with a bow is deadly. Like... And it would be so cool to be a 2-handed warrior swinging around your big greatsword, and then there's an enemy too far away, and you're just like, bow. Which is realistic. I know how to shoot a bow in real life. I know how to swing a sword. I know how to punch people. But I'm not a rogue because I know how to use a bow. If I was a class in the D&D world, I would or D&D. If I was a class in the D&D world, I'd probably be a barbarian. But if I was a class in the Dragon Age world, I would absolutely be a warrior. But I still know how to use a bow. And it's always bothered me that... It does bother me that weapons are restricted by class in Dragon Age. I get why they did it. But I kind of miss that's one thing that I did like about Origins, is that any class could use a weapon if they had these stats to use them. So, like, a rogue the twin blade rogue could use a long sword and a dagger, or like 2 long swords even if they had the stats for it. And warriors could use bows, you know, stuff like that. And that's something I kind of miss. But either way, I hope they allow stuff like that in the Vaelgard. I am happy that they have confirmed that rogues can use both their twin blades and a bow. That's been confirmed. I can't wait for the Vaelgard. It's probably going to be my... I'm not going to say it's going to be my favorite Dragon Age game as of right now, because as of right now, Inquisition is. Because I don't know how the story's going to go, and if I know I'm going to like the mission-based structure, because from the way they're describing it, it feels like Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3 to me. And I love the structure of Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3 so much. I like it more than any Dragon Age game. The structure of like how you go out on missions. Like, your base is on the Normandy, and you can choose locations to get off the Normandy and go do things. And apparently that's how the Vaelgard is going to be, and I'm so happy about that. Because I'll take that over open world any day of the week. For story-based RPGs, at least. And they have said that you are going to be able to walk around and free roam a little. Kind of like you can in Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3. There's areas you can walk around and explore, but like it's not open world. But I feel like the Vaelgard is going to be my favorite from the mission structure and the combat for a Dragon Age game. Because that combat looks so much more fun than anything we've gotten so far. It's going to depend on the story. Which I'm hoping the story does well.
I didn't know you were an alchemist.
I'm hoping it has a good story.
Exactly
I'm praying.
Project you're working on.
Cautiously optimistic.
Request from a member of the Council of Heralds. I am still the Imperial Court Enchanter, after all.
Are you? I thought it was Morgan.
That is all there is to say.
I'll help.
I'll do what I can.
Thank you, my dear. I would be most grateful.
I
shall give the location of its lair to Cullen. Remember, my dear, I must have its heart, or the potion will not work. I eagerly await your success.
Bring me the heart of Snow White. This is Snowy... Oh my god, I forgot that was the name of the quest. By the gods. Maker's Breath. I completely forgot. Oh, it's in the Exalted Plains. I thought it was somewhere else. Oh, never mind. Hi, Lels.
So it's true. Some look to Cassandra or even me as Justinia's successor.
Yeah.
I never thought the idea would gain momentum. Of course, with the other candidates out of the picture...
What do you want?
Is becoming divine something you really want?
When Justinia was alive, I would have laughed at anyone who even suggested that I could be her successor. Things have changed. Still, I don't know. Restoring the Chantry will be like trying to steer a sinking vessel through a storm.
Yeah, I can help you if I can.
Whoever becomes divine will have my support if she requires it.
And I'm sure whoever becomes divine will absolutely require the Inquisition's backing.
At this point, yeah.
The Chantry is faltering, but it still has influence over the people. Who tells the people what's right? Who do they look to in times of peril? A divine with enough support can change the Chantry. And with it, Thedas.
She's got a point.
But this is a discussion for later. If Corypheus wins, finding a new divine will be the least of our problems.
Well, that's why we're not going to let him win. And that's the thing, though, with, what was I going to say? At this point, the Inquisition might be the most powerful force in Thedas, second to maybe only the Orlesian Empire. Would definitely have more sway and power than the Tevinter Imperium, or the Kingdom of Ferelden. And the 3 most powerful nations in the world are Parvalan, the Kunari, the Orlesian Empire, and the Tevinter Imperium. And then runner-up, like right behind them, is probably Ferelden. Leliana's companion quest. Pretty sure she's dead, bruh.
Dead people usually don't send messages.
And I see you feel it necessary to inform me of this. This message was written months.
Okay, she's mad.
Perhaps even years ago. To be delivered to me if she died. I've heard of such contingency plans. A sudden death often leaves loose ends. I'm to go to Valence, a small village on the waking sea. There is something hidden there.
So here's the thing. I have seen a lot of talk about should you soften or harden Leliana. I think with Vaaldras' case, he needs Leliana to be cold, calculating, and ruthless. He still sometimes tells her, hey, for our men, you need to think of them as people, but like for everything else, for part of her job, she needs to be ruthless. Yeah, let's go.
I'll help in whatever way I can.
Wonderful. I was hoping you would agree to come with me to Valence. One more thing. If what is hidden in Valence is as valuable as I think, we're not going to be the only ones looking for it. I shall meet you at the Chantry in Valence. Try not to delay.
Okay. Oh, we've already read that a lot. Okay, we're going to do that one at some point today. But I don't think we're done talking to people. Who am I missing? Cole, Blackwall, Sarah, Dorian, Leliana, Cassandra, Solus, Varric, Blackwall, Josephine, and Cullen. We haven't talked to Cullen. I still need to do off-screen, go do the quest that... Because the quest that gets you the information on Samson is literally just some side quest bullshit that I'm going to do off-screen probably. Because it's not interesting. I might record it, and if I have any fun commentary, I'll talk about it, but...
I'd be perfectly happy never again setting foot in the Winter Palace. It wasn't the gossip and backstabbing, I know what the game entails, but the indifference to it all.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I didn't care for it myself.
I shouldn't be surprised. The Chantry can be the same.
Yeah, it fucking can.
Politics are less extravagant, but just as heated. Gaspard rules a country. The divine influences half a continent.
That's true. Yeah. Thanks, Colin.
I'm sure you have other matters to attend.
Yeah. With my female human Inquisitor, I was like playing the field with both Cullen and Blackwall. And then Blackwall was just... Blackwall is fucking smooth, man. Like, he's a good talker. But even when he like pushes her away a little, it's so smooth. And I'm like, damn. I now understand, because there's a very like core group of the Dragon Age audience, mostly on the female side of things, that adamantly stan the Blackwall romance.
How bracing to be in the thick of the game again. The last time I was at Alam Shiral was Countess Letienne's wedding.
Alam Shiral.
There were a dozen affairs, 5 secret alliances, and a duel between 2 chevaliers over the vintage of an Antivan port. But until the Duchess was unmasked, I've never seen the Winter Palace in shock.
At least they weren't bored.
No one can say the evening wasn't memorable.
No, I should think not. I must confess, when Celine was killed, my first reaction wasn't sorrow. It was disappointment. How could the Empress of Orlais be taken in by the Duchess's plot?
She was only human.
Powerful or not, even an empress can't know everything.
No. Evidently.
And she did have Corypheus' help, girl.
Let's not lose sight of victory. Your actions at the ball have secured us allies and favors alike.
I think he did feel out of place.
I kept dreading I'd drop the wrong spoon or step on a general's foot.
Well done. Feuds that spanned ages have sparked over this.
Really?
Inquisitor never underestimates the enmity of those for whom outrage is a sport.
She's not fucking wrong. Alright, let's go summon the War Council. I'm sure we have some things to talk about. Oh, this is a cutscene, isn't it? Oh, I know what's going to happen. Yeah.
It's time to plan our next attack. What's the state of the Inquisition?
We have the military might of Orlais behind us.
Hell yeah.
Emperor Gaspard will send support on request.
Fuck yeah.
And your actions at Adamant denied Corypheus his army of pet demons.
Fuck yeah.
With Orlais' support, our numbers match his. Corypheus' followers must be panicking.
My agents agree. Our victories have shaken his disciples.
Hell yeah. They'll be easier targets.
That's what we want. Demoralized soldiers fall first. Where is Corypheus now?
After you dealt with the Duchess, Corypheus uprooted his major strongholds. He's moving south to the Arbor Wilds. His army clearly wasn't prepared to flee. Our victories have them on the defensive.
I love how in both Orlais and Ferelden there is a massive forest at the bottom of the nation that is almost the same forest, kind of. But in Ferelden it's the Korkari Wilds, and in Orlais it's the Arbor Wilds, just so they can be different. Time to finish them off.
We strike Corypheus now, while his people are reeling.
Yep.
If he's hiding in the Arbor Wilds...
We're gonna do that mission before the DLC, I promise that.
What is Corypheus doing in such a remote area?
His people have been ransacking elven ruins since Haven. We believe he seeks more. What he hopes to find, however, continues to elude us.
Which should surprise no one.
Morrigan!
Fortunately, I can assist.
She looks so much better in this game than she does in Origins, and I know I've been posting shorts and TikToks basically being like, I don't like Morrigan as much as everyone else does, which is true. I don't. Everyone else is like head over heels for Morrigan, and when I was a kid playing Dragon Age for the first time, I was obsessed with Morrigan. But then I discovered the pure goodness of Leliana. Also, that's another topic for video, the hypocrisy of people who love Morrigan but hate Miranda for Mass Effect. We can get into that when I start playing Mass Effect, which I will do on the channel eventually. Can't hurt.
I'll ignore that you wandered in without knocking. You have my attention.
What Corypheus seeks in those Forgotten Woods is as ancient as it is dangerous.
Which is?
Tis best if I show you.
What you gonna show me? I know what she's gonna show us. And this just leads me to believe that Morrigan and Meryl would probably get along.
Is an illusion.
Yep.
An elven artifact from a time long before their empire was lost to human greed.
And you restored it.
This one at great cost, but another lies within the Arbor Wilds. That is what Corypheus seeks.
Somewhere out there, Meryl finds out about this, and she is so fucking pissed that a human restored an Eluvian. And after 7 years of trying, Meryl failed.
You can restore an artifact like this?
There was a price, but one I gladly paid. I found legends of an elven temple within the Arbor Wilds, untouched. It proved too dangerous to approach, and thus I turned elsewhere to find my prize. If Corypheus has turned southward, he could succeed where I failed. The Eluvian would be his.
That'd be bad.
What does it do?
A more appropriate question would be, where does it lead?
Yep, they're not for communicating like Meryl thought. They are how the elves traversed their empire. Wild. Meryl thought they were for communication. And all these other, there's so many other like broken and blank Eluvians. I like the way Meryl pronounced it. This place is also fucking gorgeous. I love the Crossroads. I love this so much.
If this place once had a name, it has long been lost.
Keep looking back at my face cam. It's like the age-old question of where do you put your face cam? Because no matter where you put your face cam, you're going to be blocking something on the screen.
A place where all Eluvians join, wherever they might be.
Yeah, this is incredible.
This place is extraordinary. How could this even exist?
Who can say? Formed from the fabric of time and space, perhaps. The ancient elves left no roads, only ruins hidden in far-flung corners. This is how they traveled between them.
Yeah, it's so wild.
As you can see, most of the mirrors are dark, broken, corrupted, or unusable. As for the rest, a few can be opened from this side, but only a few.
That's because the elves, the ancient elves, didn't like to traverse, like, actually on the land of Thedas because they were at war with creatures called Titans, which we will get into in one of the DLCs. But yeah, the ancient elves were at war with things called Titans. If it's a fantasy story and there's an ancient race of beings, one of them's going to be called Titans, including my own.
What do you mean a few can be opened from this side?
Some of the Eluvians have been left unlocked, like doors accidentally left ajar. All others are closed. They can be opened only from beyond.
Opened how?
With a key.
You have a key?
I suppose you have such a key?
The key can be many things. Each Eluvian is different. I have knowledge as well as power. Often that is enough.
How'd you find this?
How did you find out about this place?
My travels have led me to many strange destinations, Inquisitor. Once, they led me here. It offered sanctuary.
Sanctuary?
Not all the mirrors lead back to our world. The ancients were nothing if not resourceful.
But what does that mean?
If they don't lead back to our world, then...
Places between, like this one. I can describe it no better. For a time, I had a safe place to raise my...
Oh yeah, we need to go talk to
Only
Kieran.
for a time. One cannot remain in between forever.
I think the game assumes that we've already talked to Kieran. We need to go talk to Morrigan's son after this.
Corypheus wants to come here?
This is not the Fade, but it is very close. Someone with enough power could tear down the ancient barriers.
And enter the Fade in the flesh, like Corypheus wanted to do with the Anchor.
So all he wants to do is
Learned
enter the Fade.
Eluvian in the Arbor Wilds as I did. He marshals the last of his forces to reach it. You have made Corypheus desperate, Inquisitor. We must work together to stop him, and soon.
Alrighty. Woot woot. Yeah, not doing that. I like when they use their abilities game. Alright, eventful. Of course, Morrigan gets involved and shit gets wild. Oh! Yeah. Morrigan gets involved and shit goes wild. Oh, and perfect, we're already out here. Hi, Kieran! Hey, look, it's Alistair's kid.
You're the Inquisitor.
I love how they made him look like Morrigan straight up, no matter what, because he could be...
You're very tall. Mother didn't say you were Canary.
How... You know, it kind of makes sense why you couldn't play as a Canary in Origins now, because this... So, there's two options for Kieran being... Well, I guess three options for Kieran being born, on who his father are. And it's, the Warden, Alistair, and if you had him in your party, because you could not kill him, you know, like a terrible person, Loghain. And they made him look more like Morrigan because, yeah, there's no way they could accurately predict what that would look like. But I love how he looks like this, even if he's half elven or half dwarf. I am indeed a Kunari.
Oh? I'm told it's the first thing one notices about me.
I noticed your blood. It doesn't belong to your people.
What?
Are you bothering the Inquisitor?
I didn't remember that. What the fuck?
And Mother?
I did see. 'Tis time to return to your studies.
What? No, wait. What do you mean by that? What do you mean? Kieran, what do you mean? What do you mean my blood does not belong to me? I like he has a griffin on his chest. Because his daddy's a warden.
My son. Never where you expect him to be, naturally.
I didn't know you had a son.
She just told us.
Why would you? I take great pains to not let my own reputation affect
golden
him in any
eyes,
way.
golden eyes.
To most in the Imperial Court, he's simply a quiet and well-spoken lad. Perhaps the heir of some distant family. But he goes where I go. Worry not, Inquisitor. Kieran is a curious boy, but seldom troublesome.
Where's his father? Sitting on the Ferelden throne.
Will his father be joining us as well?
'Twould be most unlikely. I have raised Kieran on my own for quite some time now, as was my preference from the start. So it is but the two of us, Inquisitor. Your fortress is a large place, and you will scarce notice our presence.
He seems like a good kid.
He seems like a fine young man.
But not the sort one might expect a woman like me to raise.
That's not what I said.
No son of mine would be raised in a marsh, bereft of contact with the outside world. His future will be difficult enough without my adding to his burden. To think, until recently, this place stood decrepit, occupied only by the desperate and the lost. Now it is party to events that threaten to shake the world. I wonder if it is pleased.
You know about Skyhold?
It sounds like you've heard of Skyhold before.
This fortress was built upon the remains of a site holy to the ancient elves. They called it Tarar Salan, the place where the sky is kept. It is said that from here,
okay,
reached up to
looking at her face, I get it, guys. I get why y'all like her. She's
they
very pretty.
As did the humans who came after them. Bones laid upon bones, silent until your arrival.
I love how they did give people more distinct body types in Inquisition, because Morrigan definitely looks a lot more like petite than she did in Origins. That's why I can't wait for the Veilguard, where they're going to have varying heights and muscle builds, and just builds in general to characters. Cannot wait for that. I'm sick of every mage looking as jacked as warriors. You're lucky to find it.
We were lucky to have found it when we did.
Fate is often mistaken for luck, as Mother is fond of saying. The magic in this place has seeped into the stone.
Yeah, how is Mummy Dearest?
Protecting it from darkness.
'Cause you're...
Those who let it fall to ruin did not know what they possessed. You, I think, shall do it justice. You were kind to welcome my aid, Inquisitor, even knowing as little of me as you do.
Listen, with the people I've added to my party, you're not much of a difference.
This I swear to you.
With the amount of people in my party that are a little weird, you're not really that... You don't really stand out that much, Morrigan, let's be real. I have Soulless in my party for Maker's sake. And Vivienne and Dory. I have a Tevinter Magister in my party. You think if I... Or not a Magister, sorry. You think if I'm going to let a mage from Tevinter join my party, I wouldn't let you? Come on, girl. But yeah, how is your mom doing? Because, you know, your best friend, Einar, he thought he killed her, and then Hawk may have accidentally let her revive herself. So, yeah. Thank you.
I appreciate whatever help you can give us.
Some might think Corypheus a madman for seeking godhood. Yet one must ask, what were the old gods? What secrets of theirs did the ancient magisters know?
That's a good question.
What I fear, what all should fear, is not that Corypheus believes he can succeed. 'Tis that he actually may.
Yeah, that's a problem. Alright, Morrigan, let's talk.
I understand you have spared the Grey Wardens from destroying what goodwill was left them.
Yeah.
It is good of you, considering the weakness Corypheus exploited was their own doing.
It's true.
Should a true archdemon one day arise, they will no doubt be needed. Or so they would have us believe.
Thoughts on the Inquisition?
Now that you've seen the Inquisition up close, what are your impressions?
'Tis remarkable what you have built. I will give you that.
Thank you.
Soldiers are camped outside Skyhold in numbers that would give any nation pause.
Yeah.
All this in
We have a pretty big army.
From thin air through the power of fervor alone. I wonder if Corypheus suspected what he was enabling, just as I wonder what will become of all this once he is defeated.
The Inquisition will... I think Vaaldras is, like, the Inquisition will continue.
Whatever happens, the Inquisition will survive.
That alone is worthy of wonder. A new player on the stage, a figure of might and marvel. Beware the heights you reach, Inquisitor. When this is done, many will be eager to knock you back down.
You're fucking telling me. You know about elven lore?
You seem to know a great deal about elven lore.
The Dalish are not the only ones interested in the distant past, Inquisitor. Indeed, my skills allow me access to places the Dalish dare not even dream of.
Fair.
The ancient elves hold secrets they have not yet given up. Secrets about the foundation of Thedas itself.
True.
Thus, they are my focus. Corypheus clearly feels the same.
Tell me more about you.
I'd like to know more about you.
Ah, yes. Whence comes the mystery woman slinking her way into the Inquisition's ranks? Once I was an apostate, living well away from the banal influence of the Chantry in the Kukari Wild.
That's true.
Then came the Fifth Blight with its darkspawn, and I left Ferelden for the Empress's court.
You also helped the hero Ferelden.
The nobles of Orlais breathe a collective sigh of relief that I am now here.
You were in the Fifth Blight?
You were in Ferelden during the Blight?
The Blight began in the Kukari Wild, so yes, I experienced it firsthand. Indeed, I fought
there we go.
Ferelden's side for a time. He is the reason the Blight was defeated. In the end, what he did for me, I will always be grateful. And after that, I came to Orlais.
Yeah, what he did for you.
The last place one would look for me, or such was my hope.
Yeah, what he did for you. As in, I'm not going to cheat on Leliana for you, but let me go convince Alistair to have sex with you. Still feel kind of bad about that, but... Especially because the cutscene, he looked so scared.
The Orlesian court seems like an odd place to find someone like you.
That was the point, originally. I knew the Empress was intrigued by the arcane, and that I could answer questions no Chantry mage could.
Fair.
Thus, we fit together nicely. I became her advisor, and she my benefactor and source of refuge. The moment Celine perished, my time in court was done. I do not miss it overmuch.
You are an apostate.
It's odd that an apostate could live so openly.
It confuses those who expect apostates to cower and hide. I stand boldly.
I mean, with good reason.
I need some Chantry mage to teach me to control my power. They would put me on a leash so they can feel safer at night. I am uninterested in their comfort.
Good for you.
Naturally, it helps to have friends in high places.
Tell me about Kieran.
Tell me more about your son.
He is a very special young man.
Special in what way?
In every way. At first, Kieran was a means to an end. But as he grew...
You fell in love with your kid.
I never thought of myself as a mother inquisitor. I had no good example to follow. I find myself becoming something I can barely recognize.
Being a parent will do that to you. As a father of a little baby.
I lead you to the garden.
She's not really even
next time, then.
She's not even really a baby anymore. She's a toddler now. Makes me kind of sad. I miss when she had a little baby. Well, she still has a little baby face, baby cheeks. Okay, we're doing that quest later. Whoop! For right now, we're gonna go... Oh, actually, now is a pretty good time to end the episode, so... Yeah, we're gonna end... Shut up, people, I'm trying to talk. Right now, we are going to end the episode. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below. If you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. I got a lot more Dragon Age Inquisition coming, and then some Dragon Age the Veilguard when it comes out. And then after that, maybe we'll dip into Mass Effect, maybe we'll dip into Divinity Original Sin 2. I'll probably put a poll up for you guys to pick. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.